If the sky were to fall, I'd be the first to go.
The only women that are struggling to find a partner are ones that are actually wife material. You speak to a woman who has no intention of settling down, who is very good at, performing acts and stuff. She has no problem meeting men. She's constantly surrounded by men. So it's just the message that men are giving online is that they want good women and stuff, but it's not in line with their behavior. And I just wish there was more honesty about what you truly want out of a woman.
As women, we got to understand that we have a fine window to be able to play hard to get, because a man will lose interest. A man will stop calling you because he feels like he's the only one that's putting in effort. Always remember that a man will pursue a woman that he finds valuable. Don't throw out the window if you find yourself valuable, because you should, but a man also needs to see that same thing. But if he starts to feel like unappreciated or anything he does means nothing, the interest is going to decline fast. And what happens from there? He's just going to pull back, period.
You just kind of listen to this type of stuff and you realize why men are done. And I don't necessarily mean done like they're angry. I mean done like peaceful. I got my apartment. I go to the gym. I got my schedule. I got my games. Just peace and quiet. Tranquility. A lot of modern women like to go on retreats and stuff like that. And I know a lot of dudes that like to do the same thing, but I don't necessarily have to leave my house in order to be at peace. And a lot of modern women can't wrap their heads around why men, or how can men be at peace without them, without stirring up too much drama.
Never beg a man for anything. Don't beg a man for his attention. Do not ask him to treat you right. Don't ask him to buy you flowers. Don't ask him for anything. Observe him instead. If he ain't doing it, just leave him. Leave him for a girl who's okay with him not doing all of those things. Because at the end of the day, you'll find a guy who will do all of those things for you without you having to ask for it. So please, do not ever beg a man for the bare minimum.
And you ever notice how with modern women, it's never their fault? It's always the man that she picked. It's always so sidey. It's always anything and everything out there. It's always something else external. That's the problem. But at what point in time do you look at yourself and say, maybe it's me this time? At what point in time do you look at yourself and say, maybe I'm the problem? Because if every relationship that has failed and you was in the relationship, you can't see the common denominator. I mean, come on now. Do the math. Stop all that playing.
There's no good masculine men out there who can actually help me with the basic necessities of life. And so I got to do it all on my own. When we get to the extreme of hyper independence, we come to this belief that we no longer need the presence of a man, or that we no longer need the presence of anybody. We end up leaving no room for a high quality man into our lives, who wants to provide, who wants to show up. Can you set the intention to actually make room to receive that man?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. And so you have a lot of these modern women that are curving men. They are making fun of men because he broke. He was still figuring it out, or whatever. Okay, cool. But now you got the same guy that's slowly coming up, slowly building up, slowly leveling up, to where now you want to jump up in his DMs talking about, hey, stranger, hey, big head, like Kevin Samuels used to say, hey, big head. But we got to try to figure out where that energy was back when he was doing his thing, back when he was trying to get on his feet, back when he actually needed some support. Now he don't really need you. So why are you in his face?
I'm single. No. He keep asking to see me. No car. He keep trying to no dick. He keep texting, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? No date. No money, no car, no crib, nothing.
The wild thing about all of this is that even, you know, a lot of women are finally seeing it now. Like you have articles, videos, and, you know, documentaries. Friends are still single after years. Oh, my friends are so great. Why are they still single? Looking around, waiting for something that's not there. It's not going to be there. Men have been telling you guys for years, and you laughed at it. Oh, that's you that didn't have any options. That's you that's an incel. That's you that's bitter. And now you're seeing it with your own eyes, and you don't know what to do. Men tried to warn you. We really did. Hey, you need to fix your attitude. You need to fix your character, who you are as a person. Stop doing the things that you do. You're not going to be able to get a man to keep a man. That's the thing. You can't keep a man. I'm trying to help you keep a man and you don't want to listen.
Can someone please explain to me what the is this? Oh.
First off, bitch, mind your
What is this?
Bad bitch every day like Christmas. Attitude, don't fuck you, pay me. It take more than a Bentley today. Got me fucked up.
Those people.
I don't trust.
All right, that's enough with the music, but let's be real. First off, what the is that? And real quick, the first thing I think about when I look at this is that must stink. It must stink to some capacity. How do you even wash that? How do you properly wipe, sit down, do anything that's worth doing that's not gonna get in the way? On a plane, look at these people outside the store. They're even like, yo, what is that? I'm not even gonna talk about the hair because but that shit look like it'll eat her dog. There's no way it's comfortable to drive or anything. Ew. Even if you was hitting this, like how would you even maneuver? Yeah, that shit look like it stink. You need to go through a car wash with that. I don't know what people be thinking, but I feel like women like this that do this shit to their bodies, they just stress out the Lord.
You ever notice how the list just keeps on getting longer? You gotta be 6 feet, gotta make 6 figures, you gotta have his own place, you gotta drive this, you gotta do that. Okay, cool. Got it. But what are you doing? Like, what do you bring in that matches all of that? That's what we gotta look at. You can't have a CEO wish list like a lot of these modern women do with a part-time resume, right? A lot of these modern women, they don't do anything. They may cook every so often. They may every so often give you a little play, but there's not a whole bunch of stuff going on. At some point in time, you have to ask the question, or somebody does, like, what is it that I'm actually getting out of the relationship?
Why are men not as interested or as obsessed with us anymore? Obsessed is crazy word. I get this question a lot, and I wouldn't say that men have stopped being interested. What I think is we've had our perspective and our priorities reset. In the past, men chasing behind...
No, men ain't reset her thing. There was nothing wrong with us. We still the same men we were yesterday. Don't believe the lies. You women are the ones who have changed. The women men used to be obsessed with are scarce. The women men are likely to encounter have nothing worth being obsessed about. The things you women advertise to us are shown so much it's nothing to be amazed about, especially when all of y'all are presenting the same thing. The curiosity gap is gone. Men become desensitized when 98% of the women who step outside are pretty much wearing skin on top of skin. Nothing makes us wonder anymore. The obsession came from wondering and being curious. But when it comes to being interested in you, now that's different. Men's interest in women has fallen because most of y'all are broken and can't bring peace into a relationship. Most of you women don't want to be women. Y'all want to be a man. Why the would a man be interested in a woman like that? Most of you women don't prioritize men anymore. Why the would a man be interested in a woman who responds an hour later after, hey, how are you doing? Ladies, if you want men to be interested or obsessed with you like we used to, then put yourself last and put your man first.
You really do have too many double standards out here, and it's really the reason why men have given up on modern dating.
Are the stereotypes about women true?
I continue with my take on stereotypes she is talking about.
Number 4. Women are so emotional. This is the one I hear the most, and it's honestly so funny. Are women the ones taking pew-pews to school, or movie theaters, or grocery stores? Have you ever seen a woman punch a hole through a wall just because her favorite sports team didn't win? Are women starting literal wars because they can't figure out how to negotiate with other world leaders? I don't think so.
I believe with her argument, she wants to say that men are actually more emotional than women. That's a rather strong claim. Are women emotional? Yes, they are. Are men emotional? Yes, they are. Now, who is more emotional is a rather difficult question, as it depends a lot on what emotional even means. If by emotional, we mean things like anxiety, mood swings, emotional sensitivity, and empathy, then psychology research is actually quite consistent on this. Across large studies using the Big Five personality model, women on average score higher in neuroticism, which is basically the tendency to experience negative emotions like stress, worry, and emotional reactivity. This has been replicated across cultures and countries for decades. Women also tend to be more emotionally expressive. They talk about their feelings more openly and report them more. But that's only half of the picture. Men are emotional too, just differently. Men are more likely to experience and express emotions like anger, frustration, and aggression. And instead of talking about emotions, they are more likely to act on them. So once again, who is more emotional, men or women, would depend a lot on the definition of the term emotional.
Number 5. Women are gold diggers. If you believe you are entitled to someone managing the house, cleaning, and caring for your kids, which is a 24/7 job, by the way, while you get to go to your 9 to 5, she's not the gold digger. You are. And also, can I just say, you aren't digging for gold when you are the gold.
Miss, I don't know which world do you live in, but in today's world, it is common for both partners to work, to manage the house, and to take care of kids. And how is that even related to gold digging? And since you didn't really address this stereotype, let me do the job for you. First, we need to define who is a gold digger. I suggest this definition. It is a person who pursues romantic relationship primarily for financial gain or material benefits, rather than genuine emotional connection or attraction. Are there women whose primarily purpose when looking for a guy is material benefits? For sure there are, but it is hard to say how many women are like that, as there is no credible research on gold diggers, since this concept is too vague and subjective. If you ask me, based on my experience, most women are not gold diggers. Most of them do want genuine emotional connection and attraction. With that said, hypergamy is still a thing. In simple terms, it means that on average, women tend to date across or up, especially when it comes to income, status, and overall stability. But that has very little to do with gold digging. It is more about general preferences. The same way men, on average, tend to date across or down, often placing more emphasis on youth and attractiveness.
And the behavior you're seeing from modern women is why a lot of men are keeping their guard up. And really, honestly, and truly for good reason.
These are phrases that you should have your antenna up the second you hear them. And I'm going to jump right on in. Number 1 is a real man would. Anytime you hear the term a real man would, ... usually that is connected to something that is compromising you as a man. A real man would pay all my bills. A real man would take care of my 3 children by 3 different men. A real man would just do X, Y, and Z for me. Be very careful and listen closely to what comes after a real man would. Second one is, I can be feminine for the right man. That's like a man saying, I can be masculine for the right woman. A man is supposed to be a man and circumspect and upright in every second, every minute of his life. Okay? A woman should be feminine just as a man should be masculine. The third one is body count doesn't matter. And it speaks volumes to their history. Any woman that says something along the line that body count doesn't matter usually means she has a high count. And what women don't understand is that every man that you sleep with unprotected leaves an imprint on you, not only physically, biologically, emotionally, but also mentally. And when she has too many of those partners, it is more difficult for her to bond with one man. Number 4 is all of my closest friends are men. Or something online, I don't like dealing with women because women are phony. That is a very dangerous comment. Because number 1, that either says that she's either sleeping with some other men that are quote unquote friends, or number 2, which can be just as bad, is she's telling your business to the man that's the friend. She's giving him the whole playbook. And these orbiters that most attractive women keep are just waiting for you to F up, and they're using all of the intel she's giving them that you had to work to build. She's giving it away to these so-called friends. Last but not least, stop judging. Don't judge. You know, that is a statement that a lot of women like to use to serve as a buffer for inadequacies, bad behavior, overweight, bad circumstances, bad choices. And we all judge. The best example I can give people who say don't judge, if you left your job at night and you were in the parking lot and you saw 3 men in ski masks getting ready to get into your car, trying to break into your car, would you just walk right up to the car like, hey fellas, can you move away from the car? Or would you take your back in the building and call the cops? That's judgment. We all judge. So remember those 5 quotes.
You have modern women with terrible behavior, and it's really making men rethink their entire life and if they even want to be in a relationship.